Ladies and gentlemen, we have some news regarding Rick Grimes returning to The Walking Dead. Finally, man. I've been waiting like 5 years almost, or actually about 4 years. 2018. I remember exactly when it was, November 2018. That's when they first announced the Rick Grimes movies after he left the main show. And it's been 4 years. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Of course, pandemic and all that got in the way. It's to be expected. But they have just finally given us actual full information about what's exactly happening with these movies. Where is Rick Grimes going for the future of The Walking Dead? And I gotta say, I'm very happy to see him return, of course. As well as Denai Guerrera as Michonne. She is returning as well, which is, amazing. I was a little worried about whether or not Denai Guerrera was going to be able to come back, so I'm very glad she can, and she is going to be returning. But there's some news here that I'm not crazy about, and there's still some things I'm just almost kind of confused about in terms of why they made these certain choices. I'm sure a lot of it had to do with business decisions rather than creative story choices, because a lot of it doesn't make sense for the story, but there's still a lot to talk about, and again, I'm just glad it's happening at all, because that is, amazing. I would love to see more of these characters. So essentially, what is the news? So they have just announced that Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera will reprise their roles as Rick Grimes and Michonne in a 6-episode spin-off series set to air in 2023. And they say this limited series will serve to conclude the stories of Rick and Michonne and replace the previously announced film trilogy. So I expected this. I've been talking about this for like a couple of years now. Not a couple of years, I guess like a year or two. I've been thinking the movies were canceled. I had no hope these movies were happening just because there's been so many delays and because the main show is ending itself. I'm like, how could they possibly fit in movies here? I just really don't think that's going to be happening. So I kept thinking to myself, they're probably canceled. But we're going to probably at least still see Rick in some capacity. I was thinking maybe he's going to return to the main series, which I still think he will. I still think he's going to show up at the end of season 11 at some point. But now we have this mini-series that's going to be happening right after. Just 6 episodes, just 1 season, that's it. It's just a little mini-series thing. Same thing with the Isle of the Dead series, which is going to be with Maggie and Michonne. Not Maggie and Michonne, Maggie and Negan. And then we're having another rumored series, which I don't know if it's even happening anymore, but it might. I don't know. It's with Daryl. So originally it was going to be with Daryl and Carol, but it sounds like it's just going to be with Daryl now because Melissa McBride did not want to do it anymore for whatever reason. So it's probably just going to be Daryl. So that means 3 confirmed, Daryl's spinoff. They haven't really talked about much at all. I think they're probably still deciding what they want to do with that. But 3 spinoffs after the main series ends. They're going to be some sort of limited series thing. Plus, Fear the Walking Dead might still continue. Tales of the Walking Dead might still continue as well. So there's like 5 series right there, all coming out. That's a shit ton. And I really only want to focus on the main 3 series right now, the ones from the characters that we know from the main series. That's, of course, the Daryl series, the Maggie Negan series, and now this Rick and Michonne series. I only want to talk about those today because I'm honestly confused why they're really doing this in a lot of different ways. So my main thing is the show doesn't really feel like it's ending because of this, because these are all of our main characters. Like literally, these are our main characters: Daryl, Maggie, Negan, Michonne, Rick. Those are my favorite characters personally, and I think they're the most popular characters on the show, and they're the ones that are continuing. So why is the show even ending? Why couldn't you just do a season 12 and have these stories work into season 12 in some way? And I think it has a lot more to do with like business related things. They just want to end the series, whatever. There's certain baggages being held by having a show go on for this damn long. I guess they just want to, close everything there where they can and then still continue these other character shows in other ways, or continue these other character stories in other ways. I guess that's their reason. I don't think it's a creative decision because, like I said, why would they do that otherwise? Because they're going to lose viewers. Obviously, less people are going to watch these spin-offs than they would the main show, even if these spin-offs have characters that we all know and love. I just think less people are going to be interested in it because it doesn't have, the Walking Dead brand to it. It's not like the continuation of the series. It could also be because maybe they actually expect people to watch these more because they're like restarting almost. It's starting from fresh. Because a lot of people aren't just going to start watching season 12 out of nowhere. They have to catch up with all the prior episodes, and there's so many of them. But will people just jump into the Rick Grimes spinoff and just watch that? Maybe. So I guess that could be the thought process. I guess that makes sense. But I still think it's a little odd because they are all of our main characters. So them acting like The Walking Dead's ending just doesn't really feel like it's actually ending at all. It feels like it's kind of going to be ending in these shows. But then does that mean all of our characters are going to have their stories end separately? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the show's all about like family. It's all about the group and everything, and having them all have their stories end separately just feels weird. I kind of want to see them all end together. Now, what I think would be really cool is if all these spin-offs led to one movie. We would actually be getting a Walking Dead movie then, which would be awesome, because that's one of the things I want to talk about today as well, the fact that we're not actually getting a Walking Dead movie. And that was something I was really excited for, because movies ultimately have bigger budgets than TV shows because they're shorter, therefore they're allowed to put more money into that short period of time, and they can go in theaters as well and make a lot of money from theater tickets. And I was really hoping for that, but they're canceled now, so... You know, I feel like the reason they did that is because they originally planned it to be a trilogy of movies, and then I guess they just thought, we want to get this out a little bit quicker. We don't want to be doing like one movie a year or something. We just want to do a 6-episode spin-off series in 1 year and just get it done with like that. That's probably what their thought process is. But again, having Rick's story end when you're not going to have... maybe they will throw Judith in this series as well, but if his story ends without Judith, that just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Unless he reunites with Judith in the main show and then they just go off on their own doing something else. But again, what's going to lead to that, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know, but I'm just worried it's not going to make sense, or I'm worried it's going to be in a way where the characters aren't going to have satisfying reunions with each other and satisfying closures to their character in a way where it's together. You know what I mean? But if it all led to one movie like that they did in, like, I don't know, 2024 or something, then I think that could be really damn cool. And also, you have CRM and Commonwealth stuff that's probably going to somehow conflict with each other. I still don't know what they're going to do with CRM going forward, but I'm assuming this movie's going to involve that, because in the poster for the movie, they do have the helicopters in the back. So that's, you know, gotta be in regards to that. And of course, you know, they took Rick, so I'm assuming they'll have like 1 or 2 episodes focused on whatever happened to Rick there. And then Michonne will eventually find him going into season, or episode 3 and 4 probably, and then they'll have some finishing thing happen. I don't know. It could possibly be, and I really hope this isn't the case, where Rick and Michonne return at the very end of season 11, and the spin-off series is going to be something that takes place before all of that. But then again, the thing that they said about this concluding their stories makes me think that's not going to be the case. But if that was going to happen, I would absolutely hate that. I wouldn't want to see that, only because it would kind of take away any tension that you could possibly have between these episodes if we know they're going to get out alive 100% because they go on to, you know, the end of the main series. So it would kind of take away the tension. I want to see this take place after the main series, but again, I feel like it has to lead to something. I just don't want to see their characters end separately. If this could lead to one Walking Dead movie that closes it out, imagine that. It leads to one movie that's a 2-hour special that's in theaters, and that's the finale of the Walking Dead franchise. And it could even bring in, why the hell not? Bring in the Fear the Walking Dead characters, bring in the World Beyond characters, anyone, and have them somehow be involved in some CRM battle, some war, and have that be the final movie. That would be incredible, and that would be a worthy ending for this franchise. But I'm just worried they're not going to do that, and it's just going to be these weird spin-offs that feel very much inspired by Marvel's recent spin-off series, because they've all been these 6-episode spin-off things, and they've been doing it for like every single damn character, and it seems like The Walking Dead's kind of following in their footsteps, which I don't know if that's a great idea, but we'll wait and see. Again, I'm very excited. I am cautiously optimistic. I think that's the phrase I'm going to use for this series. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you all in my next one. Peace out.